What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler, and today I'm reviewing a sneaker that I am so excited for, and that's the Off-White Nike Dunk Low. But before we talk about the sneaker itself and get into the review, I want to talk about the box, because Off-White and Nike really did something different with this box. As I'm sure you could tell, this box is not like most other Off-White boxes, mainly because it's metallic silver and it blinds you if you look at it in direct sunlight. The top of the box is pretty plain with just a black Nike swoosh, but when you look at the sides of the box, you'll notice that there's actually a couple holes punched through it. Stylistically, I don't mind this detail. I think it makes the shoebox look unique, and personally, I actually prefer it because it'll let my shoes breathe more when they're in the box, which is always a good thing. Because if your feet smell, the shoes are going to smell even worse after they've sat in a box for a couple days. 3 out of the 4 sides of the box have these punch outs, and then on the front side you've just got the size tag. I obviously didn't grab a pair for retail because they haven't actually released yet. I grabbed my pair from Stadium Goods in New York, and if you're trying to grab a pair and you live in New York, that's not a bad place to go. Inside the box you've got some yellow paper with Off-White branding, which you can actually see through the holes in the box, which I think is actually a pretty cool touch. I mean, it's definitely an eye-catching box. Actually, quick side note, I have brand new merch. The front side says "If I Designed," and then the back side says "If I Designed," but bigger. This is obviously the black and coral colorway, but if you prefer, I also have an army green and orange colorway. Both of these shirts are made of 100% cotton and feel great. I've been wearing mine non-stop since I've gotten it. If you would like to grab either of these colorways, or maybe even both, make sure to check out my store, SethFowlerStore.com, which is linked at the top of the description. But getting back to the sneaker itself, the Off-White Nike Dunk Low is probably one of my most anticipated sneakers of the entire year. This is a shoe that as soon as I saw the leaks, I was hooked. I wanted this sneaker so badly, and I paid for it. I paid resale for it, so you know, it's not like I got myself a deal or anything. That aside, if you do want to grab a pair of these for yourself, they're released on December 20th in 3 different colorways for $170. The 3 different colorways include, obviously, this green and white colorway, which personally is my favorite, and that's why I grabbed it over the other 2 colorways. You've also got a blue and yellow Michigan theme pair and a red and gray UNLV pair, which are both from the original Be True University pack. Both of those colorways are great. I have no problem with either of them. I was just personally more drawn to this green and white colorway, especially with these orange laces. The other pairs also have orange laces, but it just doesn't seem to mesh as well as I think it does on this pair. When you first look at this sneaker, there's definitely a lot to take in, and because of that, you probably won't notice right off the bat that unlike some of the previous Off-White sneakers that are very prototype looking aesthetically, this shoe is much more true to the OG Dunk. This collab is trying to be a lot more true to the original Dunk and only has a few Off-White details. Granted, they're pretty big details, but there's not too many of them. So starting off around the toe of the sneaker, you've got this super soft dark green leather. I mean, it's really soft, and it reminds you a lot more of the original Dunks and not so much of the newer Dunks that have much more plasticky leather. It's thinner than you would probably expect, but that's not really a problem, and I don't think it's going to cause any durability issues. The center of the toe is covered in more of that buttery soft leather in white. As I'm sure you've noticed, dotting the sides of the upper, you've got these rivets. They're painted to match the color of the leather that they're on, and running through the center of each one of these rivets, you've got this black flywire. And the flywire is used to hold this kind of ridiculous but also awesome lacing system over the top of the entire sneaker. This outer lacing system is made up of this extremely vibrant orange rope lace. As you can see, this outer lacing system covers a majority of the sneaker from almost the edge of the toe to midway down the side of the ankle. And what's interesting about this lacing system is that it doesn't seem to be completely aesthetic. Because of the flywire that's running through the upper of the sneaker, you can really customize the fit of the shoe however you like. I mean, most people aren't going to do that. Most people aren't going to tighten it in the midfoot and leave the toe loose or anything like that, but it's kind of cool that you have the option. Of course, some people will be turned off by this lacing system because of how nuts it looks, and I've got to say that until I had this shoe on feet, I didn't realize how crazy the lacing system actually was, because you got these 2 giant bunches when you tied the laces. That said, it's so out there and it pops so much I just really like it. Underneath the outermost lacing system, you do have a standard lacing setup with these flat green laces. As I'm sure you expected, both sets of laces have the word shoelaces printed on the end of them. The only difference is obviously the size of the lace, and also at the end of the orange laces you have this large green lace tip. As we've come to expect from most off-white sneakers, you do have the signature off-white zip tie wrapped around the laces, except this time around it doesn't come in red, it doesn't come in blue, and not that sort of mossy green zip tie that we had on some of the previous releases. This time around it comes in sort of a semi-translucent, creamy white. I think it looks fine. I don't really have a preference either way. I don't really care what color it is because other than taking videos of this shoe for this review, I'm gonna take the zip tie off and never wear it again. One pretty major change from some of the previous off-white releases and also the OG Dunks is that the tongue isn't made up of nylon, it's covered in leather, which I think is great. I think it gives the shoe a more premium feel and I kind of dig that about it. Another change is that the Nike tag on the tongue is not pushed off to the side like with most other off-white releases. It's right in the center and it uses the older Nike script. The edges of the tongue, however, still show exposed foam. Then moving inside the shoe, you've got this green fabric mesh sock liner, which I think contributes to the sort of OG feel that this shoe has. The insole of the sneaker is pretty interesting. It comes in yellow and features the off-white logo as well as a really old school Nike swoosh. But the most interesting detail is that on the bottom of the insole, you actually have an imprint of the Dunk's outsole. It's not really something that people will ever see unless they look for it, but I love when Nike hides little details like that. I think it's awesome. As for sizing, the off-white Nike Dunks do fit pretty much the same as a regular pair of Nike Dunks. In Dunks, I usually go true to size. Some people say that Dunk lows fit a little bit tighter than Dunk highs and Dunk mids. I did feel like that these were just a tad bit tighter than my other pairs of Dunk lows, and that could just be that I've only worn these for an hour and they haven't really loosened up yet. It also could be because there's flywire in the side of the sneaker. I'm not sure exactly which it was, but I would still recommend going true to size. As always though, if you have the chance to try the shoe on first before you buy it, make sure to do that to make sure you're grabbing the right size for you, especially if you've never worn a pair of Dunk lows before. Continuing back on the sneaker, you've got more of that really soft leather on the white midfoot panel, and then in the center of the midfoot panel, you've got a regular green Nike swoosh. Like I said before, it seems like Virgil is trying to create a sneaker that's much more of an homage to the original sneaker than a prototype looking sneaker. So because of that, you don't have any plastics or reverse materials, and the Nike swoosh is just a standard Nike swoosh. Now to be fair, I definitely didn't mind those details, especially on the regular 10 collection, but there's something really premium and nostalgic about this approach, which I really love. Moving towards the heel of the lateral side, even though there isn't an oversized or a misplaced Nike swoosh, it looks like Virgil still added his signature orange tag. I kind of wish the tag had been the same shade of orange as the laces, or maybe the lace is the same color as the tag. It's really not a huge deal, and I don't mind it. It was definitely done on purpose though, and I'm sure there was a reason for it. I just don't know what the reason is. Then moving around to the medial or inside of the sneaker, you still have that signature off-white paragraph printed on the side of the shoe. This time around, the paragraph reads, "Off-white for Nike, Nike Dunk Low, Beaverton, Oregon, USA, C 1985. I've always really dug that detail. Maybe it's just because I like Helvetica, I don't know, but it's nice. And then getting to the back of the shoe, you've got a pretty standard Nike Dunk heel with the Nike logo at the top printed in sort of a cream white. Then moving down on the shoe, you get to this bright white Nike Dunk midsole, and finishing off the sneaker, you've got this really nice forest green outsole. I genuinely think that the off-white Nike Dunk is one of the best sneakers of the year, and you'll see it in my top 10 sneakers of the year list video, which is coming out soon. Even though it's got some craziness going on the top of the sneaker, it's still a really nice tribute to the original Dunks, and I love that Virgil took that approach instead of going with his normal prototype look. It's a really nice departure. Like I said before, all three colorways are nice, and I'm definitely going to be going for some of the other colorways when they drop on December 20th, but if I had to pick just one, this would be the one that I would go with. If I had to rank the off-white Nike Dunk to some of the other off-white Nike sneakers, I think it would be number 3 or number 4 on the list. For me, number 1 is obviously the Chicago Jordan 1s, and then I guess the rest of the off-white Air Jordan 1s. I think that's just my favorite silhouette of all time, so it's easy for me to pick that as number 1. At number 2, I would probably put the off-white Nike Presto because I feel like that was just a really well-executed collaboration, and any one of those colorways, I realize that they're all just kind of black and white, would be totally fine with me, but the OG colorway is my favorite. This upcoming off-white Nike Dunk Low is just so different from any of those shoes and anything else in the 10 collection. It definitely stands on its own. I will say that out of all the new off-white Nike collaboration sneakers that dropped this year that weren't part of the original 10 collection, excluding colorways, this one's my favorite. I think this new lacing system is something that's been done on a lot of other sneakers or a lot of other off-white sneakers, and it just didn't seem to work too well on those old versions, whereas on the new Dunk, it just seems to fit so nicely. And I think if you wanted to change out these bright orange laces for something simpler and more minimal normal, like a set of black laces or a set of white laces, it would still look really great. Off-White just took a classic sneaker, tried to restore it to the most OG makeup possible, and then enhanced it. At least in my opinion, they enhanced it. I know there's some dunkheads out there who just feel like this is the worst, but I'm not one of those people. I would love to know your thoughts on the Off-White Nike Dunk and whether you're going for a pair on December 20th when they drop, and if you get lucky enough to get a pair for retail, if you're gonna keep it or resell it. I personally think if you're able to get a pair for retail, it's worth keeping. It's a dope shoe. Once again, if you want to check out any of my brand new merch, make sure to click the link at the top of the description or go to SethFowlerStore.com. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.